Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that is overlooked so often, and the reason that most people stay stuck in business because they're not looking at the fine detail. But if you hang around in this video, I'm going to help you put together your perfect client avatar to actually understand who you're talking to within your marketing and get the clients that you actually want in your business rather than just taking people on for the money and then regretting it later on. But look, if you're completely new to who I am, I'm Dean. And here's a little flick through of where I've been over the years. But I was obsessed in strongman once upon a time. For the guys may know me from there, and you may not. But here's a little bit of a flash of my story. So this specific one was me deadlifting 385, I want to say. I've competed in all the big shows across the world in strongman, and I've dabbled in a little bit of stand-up comedy as well because I clearly think I'm a funny guy. And what I love to do is to help people shift their mindset and shift their business and live the life that they actually want to live and what they set themselves up for once upon a time. Just to show a few here that I've got: Marcus hitting 10K months, able to have 4 days off with his, 2 full days off, with his son, changed his business around completely. And then Mike here, who made his investment back in 1 month and a day. And this is all through what we now do in the most recent program and mentoring that I've launched, which is called Launch 7. And this is helping strength coaches online to get to 7K consistent months. Now, that can seem so far away for some people, and some people have already hit that. But if they've already hit it, then it's the next 7K and adding that on within what we do within the systems. But let's get into this video then. So quite simply, we want to go through the perfect future client avatar so you know exactly within your business who this is and how to deal with it. So as we go into this then, like, the speed of your business grows. I'll highlight this as I'm saying it. But the speed of your business grows is the growth of your business, is directly tied to how clear you know your perfect future client. And it really is as simple as that, because look, if you're not clear on who you are talking to, the market won't be clear. And it's as simple as that. You need to be crystal clear on who you are talking to for people to know. Because so often people will put content out and try to talk to people, and often they will change the way they talk or change the approach or talk about different things. And you're coming away from the type of person that you're trying to attract. And that is why this area is massive. It is something that is so overlooked, yet it will change the game if you put the time and effort into this. Let's get one thing straight. The more reps you get in business, the sharper your vision and your ideal client becomes. But we don't wait for perfect clarity. Like, you need to start with a strong, smart assumptions and refine as you go. Like, it's not going to be from the day you have finished this, it's not going to be clear. You might need to tweak and adjust and refine it. But that is what business is, right? And again, if you're in it for the long run, which I'm hoping you are, because if you're not, then jump off this video right now. But if you are in it for the long run and you want to build the business that you actually wanted to build at the start rather than the one that you probably got into, then you need to detail into these things. There are a lot of people that started a business to coach, and then they started to become into the grind and hustle. And then they're now in a position where they're not actually enjoying every single day. And, just take yourself back for a moment and think, why did you start doing this? But look, this is a huge thing that you need to get straight. Like, you're not for everyone. And that is exactly the point. Like, stop trying to be fit for everyone, and anyone can come into your program. Anyone can come into your coaching model, whatever it is, whether it's face-to-face or online, whatever. You don't want to take everybody on. And that is the whole reason why you find yourself in this position where you need to refine your market again. So here's your first win. Look, you don't need to work with everyone. You can work with who you want. You can choose the type of people you want in your world. You can choose who deserves your energy. You can choose your tribe. And that is what freedom is. Look, let's get straight into how we can get to this shortcut. But you need to study the people that you're looking at, working with, and you need to do your due diligence, because if you are not researching and trying to work things out, you will then just constantly guess. And when you get the quick wins, when you got the quick bit of cash, you think you're winning, but actually you're not building the bigger picture. So study what other people are doing in the industry and what they're doing with the ideal type of client that you want to work with, but also look at like the messaging they're using, and then try and tweak it and work it to be more about you and how you work and how you stand for your opinions and everything else. Because in marketing, if you constantly look at the way that, let's say you're looking up to somebody and you see how they do their marketing and you're constantly doing what they're doing, it will be seen and people will smell it a mile off that it's not genuine to you. And then they'll realize that actually this is just a blueprint that everybody says. So you have to put your spin on it, and you have to, stand for your opinions and stand for what you actually think within the industry. Then when we look at like the magnetic messaging, now it's really important to understand that the more that you understand your world that your ideal client lives in, the clearer your message will get. And it literally is, and that's why we use the term magnet, because it literally is like a magnet pulling it in, right? Your messaging wants to resonate with those, to make them, to give them like aha moments, then this actually makes sense, or now I understand it moments. Because when you talk like them and you understand all of their like daily battles, their biggest wants, their hidden fears, values, quirks, all these different things, they will know that you understand them, and they will buy into you because they know that you are fully aware of what they need. One of the things that is a non-negotiable is that you speak to at least 20 people who fit your audience. Now, do this, and it's a little bit of a bonus here as well, because if you ask people if you can speak to them about the market, about your product, about what you offer, and what they feel they need, just ask them if you can do that as a little bit of market research. Talk to them. You will most likely, if you talk to 20 people, take a few people on anyway, because of the fact that you're there, you're showing that you understand. And a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm in this position, so let's actually put something together and work together anyway. But you need to spend the time talking to these people and actually listen and learn their actual problems, so you understand things in a deeper level. Because when you understand exactly how they think, you can then talk about those pain points. Now, there's a thing that we go through inside the Launch 7 program, where we're really focused on like the pain points that people have and the solutions that you have for them. And this is an area that will, again, double, triple, quadruple your attraction to people, because you're talking about the exact things that they need to fix the problems that they have. So the more research you do here, and the more times you take notes and actually detail everything, the clearer it becomes, the easier it becomes, and the more magnetic your messaging will be. So then we've got, as we go through this, I'm going to take you step by step through these bits, but you need to take the time to specifically go into each of these details. And what I suggest you do right now is, as I go through these steps, stop at each bottom of each step and actually complete it. But take your time. Don't rush through this. Pause the video and answer these questions. I will do it with you as we go through. But when you really nail down and understand these areas and the depth of where we're going, it will change the game for you. And you will be able to really understand the things that you need to be talking about within your message and marketing to attract the people that you want. So step one then, it's the basics ultimately, right? And we're going to go into depth as we go through this, but you need to understand the basic stuff first of all. So what is the typical age range? Like, what gender are they? And so for example, some people like to focus on just men or just women. Some people like to say any gender. If you're thinking of the program that you run, who is it best fit for? Is the outcome male or female based, or is the outcome based around actually the result that you could deliver to anybody? Location, like where are they? Where do they live? What are they used to? Again, remember, all these different things that you understand helps you understand more about how they think and how they act. What's their occupation? Are they in a position where they can spend a lot of time or not? What is their income? Obviously, this is something it's just a rough idea, but it puts you into perspective to understand where they're at within their life. And what's their education level? Like, what are they doing? Are they moving on to different things, or are they staying where they are? So pause the video, go into depth with this, and really break down each and every area. So then we've got step 2. Now this is, my pen's not working. No, it is. But this is the bit where we really get into the understanding of how their brain works, right? But when you look at like the interests and hobbies, a lot of these things can feel, and I'll say this like this because I know people feel like this, and I once felt like this, but a lot of these things can feel pointless because they're like, why does that matter? But again, the more you write this down and you go into depth, it will help you understand more about the person. But think about like the like what they love doing outside of work. Like, where do they spend their time? Where do they spend their energy? What are their core values? What do they believe in? What do they stand for? Aspirations, short term, long term. Again, connect with exactly what these people think and what they want in life, because that's going to help you with your content. What are their struggles? What's slowing them down? Causing them stress? And then the lifestyle snapshot. Like, are they flat out busy? Do they value routine or freedom? Like, how do they live? What do they do? Again, pause the video, get into depth with this. Take your time and let's get detailed with who you're talking to. And then we've got more like the behavioral side of things. So what are their buying habits? Are they cautious or ready to invest fast when it feels right? Social use. What platforms do they use daily? Where do they scroll or search? Are they on YouTube watching long form videos like this? Or are they on TikTok shorts? Where do they hang out? Communication style. How do they like to connect? Is it DMs, emails, voice notes? What is it? How do they act? And then you've got the influencers, like what brands, people or coaches have already had their attention? Like, what are they looking at? What are they searching? So again, pause the video and get detailed into this. We've got 2 more steps. Step 4 then is the deeper emotional drivers. So what are the wants within your ideal client? Like, what's the real deep down stuff they're chasing? What's their fears? It keeps them stuck. And what do they worry about? Frustrations. My rubber keeps coming on. Here we go. But frustrations. What are they done with? Like, what makes them rage, and what gets them to, change how they think? And then what feels good? So what lights them up, and the things that give them joy? If you really get into the detail of this and understand how they think, how they act, the behaviors and everything, then we are going to change the game completely. So pause the video, go through with exactly the depth and detail that you need to for that. And then we'll move on to step 5. So step 5 is to build the profile. Now, with this, you will have all the information now. But I want you to do this because this part, and I always look at it like this, that it brings the character to life. But you want to give your avatar a name. You want to then do a quick bio. So quite simply, write a paragraph that sums up, who they are and exactly what they want. And, I like to write it in the way of meet, let's call him Steve. But write it out and actually map out who this person is, what they do, how they spend their time. Look at each area that we've gone through and just work your way through them all, because then you'll really, really build that whole structure of who this person is and what they look like, and you'll bring them to life. And if you want as well, drop in a visual, something to put a face to the name as such. Probably go on to AI now and design somebody. And then the final step here then is to check in. So once you've done this, and this is going to be something that you'll do often, I'm hoping. But you want to do a gut check initially just to see who this is and if it aligns with somebody that you're currently working with. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. If it doesn't, great. That probably means that you don't want to work with the people that you're working with. If it does, and you know who it is, then analyze them. See if that is the person that you want to continue to work with. Often when you do these things, you will hit a realization, which is perfect because business is forever moving forward. And the whole reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people don't move forward, and actually you need to. But look, here's the harsh truth, right? I was trying to find a picture of a fish to slap around someone's face, but Canva didn't have it. But look, hobby versus pro, hobbyist versus a professional. And I say this all the time because in the strength industry, so often people are professional in their lifting side. And I don't necessarily mean competing at a professional level, but I mean they take it serious. They know what they're doing. But then when it comes to business, it's like it's secondary. They've not thought things through. They've not stepped up the game. They've not become a pro. And my question is why? Why would you not do that in your business if you're doing it in your training? But look, here's what happens with the hobby coach. Wakes up and decides what to post on the day. Still charges per session like it's 2009. I was trying to think of a song. I think there's a song that does that as well. Panics every time a client drops off because they haven't got any leads coming in. Doesn't track lead flow or income. This one is absolutely nuts. People are not tracking that they are talking to people and that there are potential people to join their program. Madness. Thinks being a good coach is enough to grow. Has 7 offers and no clear pathway. Too many people have too many offers, confuses people, and they never move forward. Trains client, scrolls social media, repeats. Avoids talking about money. Madness. And looks at successful coaches and says, must be nice. Now that is a hobby coach, But let's look at what the pro does. Wakes up to a full calendar and clear targets. Runs one signature offer with a clear outcome. Now, this is golden. When you're looking at your avatar, the next step on from this, which will be in another video, so look around somewhere here. But the whole idea is that you speak to one person to fix one problem with one program. You become the expert in what you do. Knows their monthly cash collected to the pound. Has a system for leads, sales, delivery, and retention. Talks to their audience daily with purpose. And they know exactly who they're talking to. Trains like an athlete and sells like a CEO. And then we've got doesn't chase clients. Clients come to them, because this is how you become magnetic in your area. People will start to actually inbound you and ask how they can start with you rather than asking what you do. If people ask, actually, what do you do? Then you're not putting enough content out. But when people actually contact you and say, how do I sign up, or what do I need to do to talk to you? Then that's a clear sign that you are crystal clear on what you deliver and how you help people and who you help. And they just then want to get in with it. They also measure success in impact, income, and time freedom. This is huge because, and I've spoke to multiple people before where they say they love a full diary, and it's great to hear that. But they're also the same people that then get burnt out at points and then change their business model. Invest into mentorship to move faster. And this is the key, right? We need to, if you want to be pro and you want to move at lightning speed, you need to lean on people that have done it and got to that place where you want to be. Don't feel afraid of asking. That's why I do things like this, because I'm just showing you all the stuff so you can put it all together. And obviously, if you put this together and you are dedicated and driven to do this, amazing. But if you want some support, then let me send you this. I've got a 28-day content plan that's done for you for strength coaches. It's in a Google Doc, nice and simple, copy, paste, and bang, you're in. And then hopefully you will also have results like this. Just look at this, look. So this was Mike. I'm capping the one-to-one clients at 50 in the new year and putting my effort into building this group coaching, crazy scale. What was he talking about that really stood out for me here? Here you go. Everything is just fucking on point right now, mate. So hyped about it. Halfway through the mentorship, all paid, and not to blow smoke up your ass, but I was 1K a month. If it was 1K a month for 6 months, I would happily have paid that. You're worth every penny that you bill. But when you get such clarity and people understand where they're going, and they then get people coming their way, all of a sudden a light bulb moment happens where they're like, wow, I can actually do this and I know what I'm doing going forward. But if you want results like Mike, I'm not telling you to join my mentorship, but I'm telling you to download the 28-day content done for you. That alone will change the game for you. However, if you do want to join Launch 7, then drop me a message and we can talk. The intake that we've got coming up in the next 10 days right now when this video goes out. But guys, it's been an absolute beast of a session. I hope that you paused the video and went through these things, broke everything down, and you have your statement of exactly who you're working with. And that was a beast of a session. So look, put your avatar into place. Make sure you understand exactly who you're talking to and start to get crystal clear with your marketing. I'll see you on the next one, you beast.